A great evening to all. Today I will summarize the lesson, The Last Spring. The lesson's name is Last Spring. This is the second lesson of Flamingo textbook of grade 12, which is written by Anis Jung, an Indian writer and novelist. The lesson is of two parts. First one is about a rag picker named Sahib-e-Alam with title I sometimes find a rupee in the garbage, and another is about Mukesh, a bangle manufacturer, with a title I want to drive a car. These are the two stories about two different boys with different lifestyles. Let us go through with the first story. The writer encounters Sahib every morning scrounging for gold. Here gold represents what valuable he gets other than usual. So the writer meets a Sahib on every now and then in the morning. Whenever the writer meets that boy, he keeps scrounging for gold. You may get a doubt, in garbage how does he find for gold? It is not gold. Usually these rag pickers, what is their profession? They pick unused things which are not used by us, which are no more useful for us. We throw them into garbage. Those things they pick, and that is their livelihood. So what are they scrounging? What is the meaning of scrounging? Scrounging means search for. What do they search for? They search for gold. Gold is nothing but contrary to the usual. Whatever they get from the garbage, it is nothing but gold for them. That is what he represents. Now Sahib-e-Alam is his full name. Refugee from Dhaka, Bangladesh. So where is he from? He is from Dhaka, from the country Bangladesh. Who is he? He is a refugee. Who is a refugee? One who got migrated, who migrated from his motherland. He is none other than refugee. Refugees, they just migrate from one country to another country with different reasons. For example, for their livelihood, or else in their country the conditions might have been little drastic when it is compared to our country. There might be some other reasons, but what is the reason for Sahib-e-Alam's migration? As his mother told, it was the storm, one of the biggest storms and cyclone that had swept entirely, including their house and their livelihood. That is why the reason he has been here. Lost everything in a storm, becomes a rag picker as a profession. So finally he comes to our country, India. Finally he comes to our country and he has become a rag picker by profession. He wants to go to school but can't because of poverty. So as everybody's dream, it is everybody's dream to go to school and get educated. That is how this boy, the rag picker, Sahib-e-Alam, has got the dream to go to school, but because of his poverty he could not go to school. Where does he live? He lives in a place called Simapuri. How many people along with him live along with him? Almost 10,000 others in his locality live along with him on the periphery of Delhi without any basic amenities. So this is the pathetic condition of this boy. This boy lives in a place called Simapuri. Where does it dwell? It is just adjacent to Delhi city. Periphery of Delhi means, periphery means nothing but outskirts of Delhi. Actually, with whom he is residing? He is residing with 10,000 other rag pickers along with him. He has got 10,000 other rag pickers in his locality. All the boys do the same profession. They are in the same profession. They don't even have basic amenities. Amenities in the sense proper drainage, electricity, proper roads, nothing. No basic amenities, because they don't have any identity cards like PAN card, Aadhaar card, nothing. They just have the ration cards. Through that they get some grains to eat. That means free rice. They don't have any identity, and food is more important for them than identity. Here the writer has given the precise clarity. What is their requirement? Their requirement is food, not the identity. That is why they never bothered whether they have Aadhaar card, PAN card, license or anything. They require nothing, only a ration card. That is the means of their survival for free rice and all. Except that they don't have nothing else. Rag picking is different for children and adult. For adults, it is means of survival, and for children, it is a wrap in wonders. Rag picking is a profession, but it makes a lot of difference between adults and children. What is it to adults? For adults, it is the means of their survival. It is their food, it is their shelter, it is their everything, it is their living. But when it comes to children, what is rag picking? It is nothing but it is wrapped into wonders. Every day they scrounge into the garbage to find a new thing other than usual. For example, usually they get water bottles, plastic bottles and all of a sudden if they get coin, a gold coin or 10 rupee note, they get excited and amused to get that. That is nothing. That is why the writer said it is wrapped in wonders. Every day they search for wonders. They search for something else than regularly what they get. One winter morning, Anis Jung, the narrator, what is the narrator's name? Anis Jung, sees Sahib standing by the fenced gate of the neighborhood club, watching two young men dressed in white playing tennis. So one fine day, she again met with Sahib. What is he doing? He is watching a tennis match. Where is he standing? He is standing outside the fenced gate in the neighborhood club and watching the two young men dressed in white. So in the club, in the tennis club, two young men wearing white dress, they were playing tennis. Sahib too is wearing tennis shoes which are discarded shoes of some rich boy. So Sahib, who was standing outside of the tennis club and watching two young men playing tennis with each other, wearing white colored dress, even Sahib is also wearing tennis shoe. But where did he get shoes? He gave a clarity that those shoes have been discarded. That means unwanted by some rich boy. Maybe they are defected, like the shoes might have got a hole, the shoes might have got leather damaged or anything. For any reason, those shoes have been discarded by any of the rich boy who threw it into the garbage. He got that and wore it with a lot of pleasure and privilege. Finally, Anis Jung met Sahib on his way to the milk booth. In his hand is a steel canister. I now work in a tea stall down the road, he says, pointing to the distance. Finally, what is the last meeting point of Anis Jung with Sahib? She met Sahib on the way to the milk booth. Sahib is going to a milk booth and he was carrying a canister. Canister means the vessel that carries the tea. He is carrying a canister. I now work in a tea stall down to the road, he pointed to the distance. What did he say? He said that he is working in a tea stall nearby. Then I am paid 800 rupees and all my meals. Then what did he say? How much he is paid and what all the expenses he is paid extra to the salary, he said. What did he say? He said that he gets paid 800 rupees on monthly basis. Along with that, he is paid for his meals and all. That is, on asking him whether he likes his job, he has lost the careful look. Till the time when he was saying that I am working so and so place, I am getting this much of salary, I am paid, etc. All these details when he was disclosing, he was very confident. But when she asked whether you are happy, then his confident look got disappeared. Why? Because the steel canister seems heavier than the plastic bag he would carry so lightly. Earlier, what he used to do? He used to carry a plastic bag as a rag picker, and what is he carrying now? He is carrying a canister. So that is the difference. Canister is heavier than, what is it? A bag what he carries. And there is another difference. Canister that he carries to sell tea, it doesn't belong to this boy, it belongs to the tea stall owner. But the bag that he carries, the lighter bag that he carries on his shoulder, belongs to him. He owns it and he doesn't own that canister. That is also the difference that is demonstrated by the writer. Now, second story, it is about Mukesh. Who is Mukesh and what does he do? As we have discussed, his family is engaged in making bangles, but Mukesh insists on being his own master. What is the profession of Mukesh? Mukesh's profession is bangles making. Making bangles is Mukesh's profession. And what is he interested in? But however, Mukesh is not interested in bangle making or in working in bangle making factory. He is interested to become a master of himself. That means he wanted to do his own business. He wants to become a bike mechanic, motor mechanic. He desires to become a motor mechanic, and they work in dingy cells along with 20,000 more without air and light and furnaces with high temperatures. As a result, most of them become blind at a very young age. So what is the dream of Mukesh? He wants to become a motor mechanic, and what is he doing now? He works as a makes bangle. He works as a bangle manufacturer in the house. How does the house appear? The houses don't have proper air ventilation and no proper light, and houses are always scorching with high temperature because they have to melt the broken pieces of glasses and manufacture them into different bangles of different colors. And how many people are along with him in his locality? Almost 20,000 more people, more boys of his age and families, they are residing in that area. The houses are very dingy. Dingy means very dull, murky, creepy, very scary. Creepy means very scary. Dingy means very dull. Murky means unhygienic. The condition of those houses where 20,000 bangle manufacturers reside. What are the consequences of being in that profession? They become blind at very early age, because when they melt these glasses, those particles get into their eyes, and when they rub their eyes with scorching heat, what happens is gradually, day by day, they lose their eyesight and they become blind at very early age, in the very young age. Once the writer met Mukesh, they had a casual conversation. Mukesh took the writer home, where he proudly says he is being rebuilt. So Mukesh wanted the writer to take home which is recently rebuilt. Then we walked down stinking lanes chalked with garbage, past homes that remain hovels with crumbling walls, wobbly doors, no windows, crowded with families of humans and animals coexisting in a primeval state. So when the writer started walking through those roads, how does she feel and what was her experience? How did she feel and what was her experience? See, how was the road? The roads are chalked with garbage. Everywhere the road is filled with garbage, and past homes remain, how are they? Have walls, and they are crumbling walls. Even the walls were also not strong, they were crumbling, wobbly doors and no windows, and the whole locality is crowded with humans along with the animals, and that looked like a primeval state. Primeval state means long back historic houses, long back built houses which were not in the condition to survive anymore. At Mukesh's home, she saw a firewood stove over which sits a large vessel of sizzling spinach leaves. On the ground, in the large aluminum platter, are more chopped vegetables and a frail young woman who is the wife of his brother cooking the meal. And what was the condition inside the house? When she went inside the house, there is a very big vessel, and that vessel is being heated. And what is there in the vessel? Spinach and some chopped vegetables. Who is cooking all these things? She is a young woman. Who is she? She is the wife of his brother. Now Mukesh's father entered, who was an impoverished bangle maker. Impoverished means not worthy, who has achieved nothing. He is an impoverished bangle maker, could not even renovated the house. Why is he impoverished? Because that is the reason. Even who could not even renovate the house for these long years. They don't have money to do anything except carry on the business of making bangles. So are they left with any other choice? No, they are left with nothing else. Only they have to carry on the business of bangle making. They can't organize into a cooperative as they are afraid of being howled by police beaten and dragged to jail for doing something illegal. When the writer, the narrator Anis Jung suggested them, why can't they go to cooperative and start a small scale industry, then they revealed the fact that they are being howled by the police and they are dragged by the police for some illegal cases and all, because they are refugees and they don't have proper identity or something. So police always find the people who are helpless. That is what they have given the statement. They claim that there is no leader among them. So another reason is there is nobody who has taken the responsibility, who has taken the leadership, who can lead them. So they talk of poverty, apathy, greed, injustice. So obviously, what is their life all about, and what do they talk about? They talk about what they are going through. What they are going through is poverty, apathy, greed, injustice and all. So obviously the people, what they are going through, they talk about that. So that is what they are. They are so poor that they can't even dream to do anything, means to dare, and daring is not part of their growing. So what are they? What kind of people are they? They can't even dream of anything. They can't even dare to dream, because making a dare to dream is also stopping their growth. Because if they dare to dream about anything, their growth, which is happening at least a bit, the author is cheered when she senses a flash of it in Mukesh, who wants to be a motor mechanic. So out of all these grievances of poverty, greed and injustice, what happiness flashed in Mukesh's eyes? He talks about himself to become a motor mechanic. That is the only dream that flashed a bit of happiness in his eyes.